the question I ask myself is, what is wrong with us? And the question, the citizens of most countries that I've been to, the moment you introduce yourself to them, that you are a Nigerian, they ask you two questions. One of it is that, where's that footballer? They always have a favorite footballer. JJ Okocha is the most popular that I come across. And the second thing they say is, why are you guys not revolting against your leaders? You have such a great country, but you have foolish leaders, you have crazy leaders. You know, I'm telling you what outsiders tell me. They tell me in South Africa, you go to Ghana, they'll tell you. In fact, some of the reason why Nigerians are hated abroad, apart from those who are accused of being too nice to their women and their women fall in love with them, because they say Nigerian men are very good in taking care of women. So there's that animosity I'm talking about. But the second reason most Africans hate Nigerians is that they love Nigeria to the point that they can't understand why Nigeria is not a great place. Yes. Because they love your football, they love your culture, they live off of your music, their life is dependent on your movies, their spirituality is controlled by your clerics. Right? And then they will have to wake up and hear that you don't have water, running water. You don't have electricity. They can't travel to your country to go and say. I don't know how many Africans, I'm not saying European, I don't know how many Africans are saying, I wish I can go to Nigeria. I hear so much about Nigeria. How is it? But they'll tell you, but they said, you can't go there. They'll kidnap you. You know. So, Nigeria, if you have a child born abroad, you can ask anybody in diaspora. The only way to get your child to behave properly is to say, I'm taking you to Nigeria. I said, at the place, what do you want me to do? I don't want to go to Nigeria. I'll do it. Which other country do you use to threaten your children like that? Your children offend you, like, I'm taking you to Nigeria. I said, no, please, daddy. Please. I don't want to go to Nigeria. And they have never been before. It's just based on what they've heard from their classmates. You know? But good news is that there's something that is not related to government that keeps them going. You know, my son plays soccer, and he's focused on Osimhen. He's like, Daddy, you know, like, did you see what Osimhen play? I don't even watch soccer that much. But you can't talk to my son about politics. He doesn't want to hear it because that's the traumatic part of Nigeria that affects him directly. His father is constantly hounded for going, you know, being a citizen of Nigeria. He's aware, but he has found a way to please himself with something Nigerian, which is soccer. Some have adopted Nigerian skit makers, they've adopted movie makers, musicians. People talk about all these young, great musicians. They have fans all over the world. They're doing well. You know, Nigeria has almost replaced the entire musical genre around the world. Afrobeat, or whatever Afro they call it, is popular everywhere, even in the Nordic region. You know, you go to Norway, you go to Nigeria, Sweden, the concert is filled up. You know, it doesn't matter if it's Burna Boy or Flavor or Davido or Wizkid. But who wants to come to Nigeria to do a concert? Probably not many. It is not what bothers a lot of people. When people look at Nigeria, they think of the majority of Nigerians think like, oh, Nigeria will break and all that. Nigeria has surpassed the stage where it could break. And I'm not supporting the unity of Nigeria as on paper. But it has failed so badly, it can't break. This might sound like awkward to you. You know, it's like there's nothing to break anymore because everything is broken. The only thing that can happen to Nigeria is reconstruction. Anybody trying to break Nigeria, what is there to break? Is it the police you want to break? Or the army? Or the government? No, all of those components no longer exist. Nigeria is like a vehicle that they claim is traveling at 150% miles per hour, only for you to get there and discover it doesn't have tires. So everything is based on falsehood. But they can show you, they decorate it. Can't you see, even the people that knew that it doesn't have tires will tell you that, I just alighted from the vehicle just now. AC. But when you now get there, you remove the veil, you start shaking your head. And I'm sure that is why Donald Trump did not immediately realize that Nigeria is not a place you can just head to overnight. And I think upon discovering that, he returned back to Venezuela. Because there's nothing to break anymore here, And the part that is left to be broken, yes, is what the Americans have a terminology for it. But it's like a China ware, in a store where they sell it. They say if you walk into the place and you're admiring it and it breaks, you own it. So maybe somebody told Trump that if you go and break what is left, you own it. And it's like, wow.
But do you support that Trump attempt at...
No, I'm completely opposed to it.
Why?
Because Nigerians should learn to solve their own problems.
But we've not been able to solve it.
Trump is not been able to solve America's problem.
But there's at least they have a sense of direction. We have a direction.
No, America, do you know of any place Trump intervened that is in order? Afghanistan is Taliban all back there. The guy who is president of Syria used to hold human head that they beheaded. Said they were driving him away, they brought him back. Have you been to Iraq? What happened there? They went and broke it. They refused to own it. Huh? Did you go to Libya? Those are the places they intervened. You almost also not forget history. The problem with us is that, because you asked about the people, and I'm going to say that as a concluding part, we are too religiously lazy that we believe that everything must come through the help of another person. There are people in this country who still want Jesus Christ to come and fix our electricity for us. But when they travel to Canada, they discover that God doesn't work in the electrical sector. It's done by human beings. You want them to come and construct your road. That's why a pastor will carry anointing oil and go and put on the road instead of telling the governor to go and fix the road. We're always looking for help. And it's not a sign of strength. It's a weakness that we must address. Nobody in the world is going to come and solve your problem. It's not possible. Even if Trump walks into this place today, he can only bomb a few places and he will leave. He's not going to stay. Or are you going to bring an American administration here? Do you want Nigeria to become an appendage or the 52nd state of the US? So they'll bring a governor here to come and fix your road. So there's a demand also on our intellect to think futuristically and think holistically and stand up as a people and say enough is enough. It was the decision China made that changed the life of China. After what is that war they fought about? There was this drug that they fought about, and they were defeated and humiliated, and their leaders decided from that day it would never happen. And since then, China became the most powerful country of the world. They never stopped. They never looked back. We must start that journey now, in which we say we are not looking back until we get to our final destination.
Leadership is critical.
That is why I'm sitting in front of you and saying there are leaders who can do it in this country. But the question is, are you ready for the leadership too that can take country to prosperity, peace, security, and progress? That's the question you should ask yourself. Because each time a solid person comes up as a leader in this country, it is the middle class, who use their own efforts to destroy those people by selling the kind of narratives you're talking about. I've run for election twice in this country. If I tell you what the media did to us, the better candidates, you know it. They will never interview you. They are more interested in the guys who doesn't come for the interview. Every day you see 2 PDP, 10 APC people speaking. Tinubu will never go to a TV station. Tinubu never went to a TV station in the last election. If he did, it would be his own TV station, prearranged. But America has had democracy for how many, hundreds of years. Their president must go to a university campus for a debate, whether he likes it or not. It's not compulsory, but public opinion will force you to go there. They must debate 3 times. They must debate when they are still in the primary stage. They must debate after they have been adopted by their different political parties. But here, the media is complicit. They don't want to hear from the guy that has ideas. They are listening to the guy who doesn't speak, who has got nothing upstairs. So that also has to change. And I'm not blaming the media alone. I'm talking about the complacency of our populace as well. And it arose from what I was talking about, always looking for help from where help can never come. Trump, and I'm saying it again, Donald Trump is not coming to save you. He can't. He knows it himself. The person that can save Nigeria is the Nigeria Army, the Nigeria police. That's why I'm interested in these institutions. Because if the police had not broken down irretrievably, what is the size of Nigeria that 250 million policemen cannot contain all this ragtag? But if you are driving between Lagos and Iroele or Benin, what do you see on the highway? Absolute criminals is what the people the roadblocks on those places are. Criminalities that when other people come from the country, other countries, they are scared when they get to a roadblock, when they see a timber rolled on the highway as if we're at war. Only war-torn countries have that. Only war-torn countries. You approach in 2025, you approach a police checkpoint, and you can't tell whether it's a police or a bandit because of the infrastructure used there. Why can't we have in 2025 a sign that says you're approaching police? In 1980s, when I first came to Lagos, every police checkpoint had about 100 meters of, even a mile before, you are approaching a police checkpoint. You start prepared. You see all these, lightings. And you see what they call the patrol, the highway patrol. Decent. If you don't stop, which they will likely stop you, there is a motorbike that will run after you. All those things have been converted to private security. And then your IG, this same guy, now followed a group of persons to go and meet a lawmaker in the US, a House of Representatives. Sir, please, we want to come and explain what we are doing in our country to solve the problem. Is that not a disgrace? The guy they went to meet, that Congressman Chris Moore, if I tell you the guy doesn't know where Nigeria is located in the world map, would you believe him? They're young boys. Maybe he's like in his 30s. And then he looks up and someone's knocking and says, "Oh, that's the Inspector General of Nigeria Police of 200 million. He's like, "Come in, idiots." Yeah, that's the Chief of General Staff. "Oh, come in, buffoon." So what's happening in your country? Sir, please, sir. We are trying. You have 250,000 policemen. Instead of you to take them into the bush, let's see how many the terrorists can kill now.